Hi, Brittany. Thank you so much for your post. The very first sentence you started off with was really striking to me and then made a lot of sense as you identified that the World Health Organization speaks to the fact that the mental health sector is typically the only sector that is aware or makes mental health a priority. In some ways, I feel like that was shocking to me because here in the Western part of the world, we're starting to see more emphasis being placed on things like wellness and well being. And then I had to bring myself back to we're talking about on a global perspective. And on a global perspective, that may be very different in other parts of the world where those areas don't cross over very well. It caused me to do some research of my own, and there was a pretty interesting article by Simmons, Jones, and Bradley where they took a group, a sample population, and tested pre and post, looking at how their attitude towards mental health stigma changed as they had more knowledge and understanding. And so the post hoc test showed that there was a significant median decrease in the stigma that they attributed after they were able to give some knowledge. And, we're constantly looking at how do we help inform, how do we partner? How do we create a shift and a change? And it made me wonder about the value of making sure that in every I guess, kind of field or cohort when it comes to academia or even just at a ground level in a business, making sure that there is education and knowledge about mental health. This is not necessarily based on any research that I've done, but I often wonder if part of why it stays so separate is a lot of people or managers who might be in other sectors, they don't have experience with mental health. So they're very overwhelmed, they're unsure of what to do in these scenarios. And so it may be a situation where they back away and they remove themselves. Last year, I actually had some individuals up in a large corporation up in the DC area, and they began to notice one of the employees' behavior starting to change, the way she was talking, and became concerned that she might not be safe. Someone there in that organization was able to reach out and connect with me, and it fits well into this situation. That leader was pretty paralyzed and unsure, should we be doing anything with this? This doesn't feel like something that they should concern themselves with. And so we were able to have some conversation and really kind of go, we are all gatekeepers. And unfortunately, if we're now in a day and age where we're seeing things happen out of nowhere, it's important for us to pay attention. And we can't ask people necessarily just to come in and turn that off, that we have to be attuned enough to listen. And so the result of that is that that organization, which is international, didn't have anything in place. It didn't have a protocol that it taught its managers and supervisors. Here's what you do if you're concerned about somebody's mental welfare. So that was an opportunity for them to come together, put something in place, find somebody to come alongside of them and put policy in place that would not only help protect people who are in need, but also protect managers from feeling like, well, I really want to ignore this because it's uncomfortable, but I also care about that person and the people around us, and I don't know how to get them to the right resources. And that is absolutely a collective responsibility. And the key with stigmas and empirical data is it's important for us to bring that in and help people understand that we all have mental health, whether we want to acknowledge it, and knowledge is power. The more understanding that we have, the more it allows us to operate within our own lives well. And then we all become stakeholders. And when we can all become stakeholders, that puts a greater demand on those that might be in key positions to really listen to the heart of the people in the nation. So, again, thank you for your engaging post.